Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to solve another Leetcode problem. So today we are going to solve another daily challenge actually. So let's look at what is the daily challenge here. It was already open, but I clicked on it again to show you that this is the daily challenge for today. And the title is Concatenation of Consecutive Binary Numbers. The problem number is 1680 and the difficulty level is medium. So let's look at the problem, what it is, and then we'll discuss about its solution. Okay, there is also related topics and hint related to it, but we'll try to avoid it until the end or if we are stuck. Okay, so let's get started. Given an integer n, return the decimal value of the binary string formed by concatenating the binary representation of 1 to n in order modulo 10 raised to the power 9 plus 7. So we have three examples here. Example 1 is when n equals to 1. In that case, if we concatenate all the binary representation of number from 1 to n, that is only 1, so it will be just 1, and therefore the answer is 1. 1 corresponds to the binary decimal value 1. Example 2, n equals to 3. So in this case, if you see, the output is 27. And how is it? So in binary, 1 2 3 corresponds to 1 1 0 1 1, correct? And after concatenating them, that means 1 1 0, this is the 1 0, and then 1 1. So if you concatenate these all binary representation of the decimals, this actually corresponds to the decimal value 27. So the least significant bit is 1, then 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, then we have 8, 8 plus 3 11, and 16, 16 plus 11 is 27. So that's how it is done. So we have another example, and example 3 has n equal to 12. So in this case, if you see that the number is like quite large, sorry, the output is different from what is expected. Why is it? Because the concatenation results in following number and the decimal value for that number is so and so, but since it's very large and we have here an instruction, when the number is quite large, what we can do is we can take a modulo of 10 raised to the power 9 plus 7, and whatever the result is, that result should be in the output. And we have a single constraint here that the number belongs from 1 to 10 raised to the power 5. So let's try to code this thing and see if it works or not. The first thing that comes to our mind is how will you solve this? One, take binary numbers from 1 to n. Two, concatenate them. Three, find decimal equivalent, right? And if, and then 4 multiply mod 10 raised to the power 9 plus 7, right? If we follow this 4 step, we should be good to go. So take binary numbers from 1 to n. So what we can do is we can say that in a loop 1 to n plus 1, since n, the second argument is the -1, whatever it is the ending point in a for loop when we are using the range function. And what we want to do is concatenate them. So probably we'll need a variable which is simply a string, and we can say that when concatenating, result plus equals to, but the number should be in the binary form, right? So we can use this method called bin. It's quite easier to do this in Python. So let me first show you what happens when we use bin. Okay. So if I say bin of I and then let's apply a break. Let me try to print this. What happens is you'll get the binary value, but the binary value has a prefix 0b. Okay. And we don't want that. Whatever it's BO after 0b is the actually binary value. So what we can do is we can either use replace or the split method. And where do you want to split? If you want to split it, you want to do it after 0b. So you can do it this way. And when you split it, there will be two items in the list. First will be 0b, sorry, empty thing. And second will be the binary representation of the number, right? So you want the always the whatever is in the first index of this list, right? Or we could have done this as well. So when I dot replace, what do you want to replace? You want to replace 0b by nothing, right? And when we do this, uh, whatever the result is, it should be in the binary form. Okay, so we can go for any of the choices here. I mean, it depends on the user what they want to, how they want to change the value to binary representation. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to concatenate whatever the value we get in a single string, right? So this concatenation is done actually, right? And then what is the third step? Find the decimal equivalent. So to find the decimal equivalent of any binary, what we can do is we can simply say int result and 2. So this will give us the binary representation, sorry, decimal representation of the binary value. So result has a binary values 10 made of 10. So this is a way to change binary to decimal. And I have spelled here incorrectly, so it should be decimal. And let me comment this as well. And we wanted to mod it. So instead of storing it somewhere, what we can do is you can say that return uh, then int this mod, and what was it, 10 raised to the power 9 plus 7, right? And let's see if it works. Yes, it does. We'll check that example test cases now. It works for the example test cases, but I am not sure if the constraints will match. So in the example test cases itself, we are checking the lower bound. Let's also check the upper bound, and let's take it for nines. Yep, it did not give time limit exceeded status, so this looks like good to go. I'll submit this result. And yes, it passed. So as you can see here, whatever approach we used here to solve this problem was able to pass all the test cases written in the Leetcode. And if you look at the time complexity and space complexity, it's for the space complexity, we can say that the binary representation of numbers, concatenated numbers, let's say is n, then the space complexity is big O of n. But no, that's not the way how we should be saying about the space complexity, because the length of the string can grow. How does the binary number grows? It depends on n, right? So for one, it's single. For two, it's like two digit. Then for 7 onwards, or no, 5 onwards, it's three digit. So I mean, I'm not sure how to interpret this, and that's okay because I cannot know everything. Maybe you guys can write it in the comment how to analyze the space complexity for this solution. And regarding the time complexity as well, since we are using a month of method here and we are not sure what is the space complexity behind this, but we are certain that we are using for loop, and that for loop uh, is iterated over 1 to n plus 1. So we can say that the time complexity is big O of n, where n is the input number, right? And since this time, like looking at the time and the space, it's not that efficient. Let's try to look what are the best solution that has been submitted for this particular question so far. And we can see that there are not many uh, submissions, but we'll try to check one which has like lower time distribution. And yes, this is the solution here, but it's quite complicated to understand, and it's like cannot be done within the video. But I'd encourage you to look at the solutions that have been submitted, right? For example, in this, it says big O of n, time and space complexity, right? And what is this? It's using format, and they it is also using a range function, and then finally what they are doing is they are concatenating the binary values. Finally, binary values are after concatenating, they are changed into the integer. The same approach that we used, but it's a bit different on how they are changing it, like concatenating the binary values into a string, and then the return step is same that what we have done. So yeah, we can get an idea that the time complexity and space complexity for this could be big O of n as well, right? अब नेपालीमा हेरौँ है त। नेपालीमा भन्दाखेरि आजको क्वेसन रहेको छ कन्काटिनेसन अफ कन्जिक्युटिभ बाइनरी नम्बर्स। यो क्वेसनको कोड चाहिँ अथवा प्रब्लम नम्बर भन्दाखेरि 1680 हो। डिफिकल्टी लेभल चाहिँ मिडियम हो र रिलेटेड टपिक र हिन्ट चाहिँ यहाँ त्यो चाहिँ पछि हेरौँला यदि सकेन भने। तर हामीले लाइक सक्सेसफुली अटेम्प्ट गऱ्यौँ र हामीले गर्न सक्यौँ त्यो कुरा। सो वी विल लुक एट, हामी पछि हेरौँला त्यो कुरा रिलेटेड टपिक हो त्यो। अब क्वेसन हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामीसँग एउटा इन्टिजर एन भन्ने छ, त्यो चाहिँ डेसिमल भ्याल्यु चाहिँ हामीले बाइनरी स्ट्रिङ डेसिमल भ्याल्यु रिटर्न गर्नुपर्ने। तर डेसिमल भ्याल्यु चाहिँ कसरी रिटर्न गर्नु भनेपछि बाइनरी स्ट्रिङ फर्म बाई कन्क्याटेनेटिङ द बाइनरी रिप्रेजेन्टेसन अफ 1 to n। सो 1 देखि एनसम्म जतिवटा नम्बरहरू छ सबैको बाइनरी इक्विभ्यालेन्टलाई चाहिँ हामीले कन्क्याटिनेट गऱ्यो भने त्यसपछिको जुन डेसिमल भ्याल्यु छ त्यसले चाहिँ कुन डेसिमल भ्याल्युलाई रिप्रेजेन्ट गर्छ त्यो भ्याल्यु रिटर्न गर्ने हो। तर त्यो डेसिमल भ्याल्यु चाहिँ एकदमै धेरै हाई हुनसक्छ। तर त्यस्तो केसमा चाहिँ के गर्नुपर्छ, हामीले मोड्युलो लाउनुपर्छ। मोड्युलो अपरेटर यहाँ 10⁻⁹ +7, यो लिड कोडको कन्टेक्स्टमा चाहिँ भेरिफिकेसन पर्पजको लागि हो। तो यहाँ तीनटा इक्जाम्पल छ। n1 हुँदाखेरि के हुन्छ, n3 हुँदाखेरि के हुन्छ, n12 हुँदाखेरि के हुन्छ। 1 हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ सिम्पली 1 to n सम्म चाहिँ बाइनरी कतिवटा नम्बर भयो, एउटा मात्र 1। अनि त्यसको चाहिँ बाइनरी करस्पोन्डिङ बाइनरी भ्याल्यु पनि त्यही नै हुन्छ 1। n3 हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ के हुन्छ, 1 2 3 हुन्छ। यी तिनवटाको चाहिँ बाइनरी रिप्रेजेन्टेसन गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ 1 1 0 1 1 हुन्छ। यो तिनवटालाई कन्क्याटिनेट गर्दाखेरि 1 1 0 1 1 हुन्छ र 1 1 0 1 1 को चाहिँ डेसिमल भ्याल्यु के छ, 27 छ। सिमिलरली 12 को गऱ्यो, तर 12 को गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो एकदमै लामो नम्बर, ठुलो नम्बर हुनु पर्यो। अनि ठुलो नम्बर हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ यसको डेसिमल भ्याल्यु पनि चाहिँ ठुलो छ र त्यो केसमा चाहिँ हामीले के गर्यौँ मोडुलो अपरेटर युज गर्यौँ। सो हाम्रो अप्रोच चाहिँ यहाँ के थियो भनेपछि यो चारवटा स्टेप थियो। पहिला चाहिँ बाइनरी नम्बर्स 1 to n सम्मको लिनुपर्छ हामीले, त्यो सबैलाई चाहिँ कन्क्याटिनेट गर्नुपर्छ। त्यसपछि चाहिँ त्यसको कन्क्याटिनेट गरिसकेपछि डेसिमल इक्विभ्यालेन्ट के हो भनेर पत्ता लगाउने हो र डेसिमल इक्विभ्यालेन्ट जे छ त्यसलाई चाहिँ 10⁻9 + 7 ले मोड गर्ने हो। सो यो गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामीले एउटा लुप लिन सक्छौँ र लुपको चाहिँ इनिसियल भ्यालु चाहिँ स्टार्टिङ पोइन्ट 1 हुन्छ भनेपछि एन्डिङ पोइन्ट n+1 हुन्छ, किनभने चाहिँ लास्टको सेकेन्ड जुन आर्गुमेन्ट छ रेन्ज फङ्सनको लागि त्यो चाहिँ जहिले पनि 1 लेस एक्जिक्युट हुन्छ। सो सिन्स क्वेसनमा भनेको छ 1 to n, सो 1 देखि 1 + n है त। अनि त्यसपछि कन्क्याटिनेट गर्नुपर्ने छ भने पक्कै नै हामीले के गर्नुपर्छ एउटा भेरिएबल लिनुपर्छ विथ एन एम्प्टी स्ट्रिङ। त्यसपछि मैले यहाँ चाहिँ दुईवटा टेक्निक बनाएको थिएँ, एउटा युजिङ द स्प्लिट मेथड, अर्को चाहिँ रिप्लेस। सो दुईवटामध्ये जुनसुकै गर्दा हुन्छ र बाइनरी भ्याल्यु कुनै पनि डेसिमलको निकाल्नु छ भने चाहिँ बिन भनेर चाहिँ हामीसँग इनबिल्ट मेथड एभाइलेबल छ र यो बिन चाहिँ युज गरेपछि चाहिँ बाइनरीमा कन्भर्ट हुन्छ। तर बाइनरीमा कन्भर्ट हुँदाखेरि त्यो बाइनरी भ्याल्युको प्रिफिक्स जुन छ त्यसमा चाहिँ जहिले 0b भनेर आउँछ होइन। सो यसलाई चाहिँ स्प्लिट गरे यो पर्टिकुलर पोइन्टबाट चाहिँ दुईवटा लिस्टमा दुईवटा भ्याल्यु हुने हो, एउटा चाहिँ एम्प्टी स्ट्रिङ र अर्को चाहिँ लाइक वाट एभर इट इज द्याट इज द बाइनरी रिप्रेजेन्टेसन। त्यसपछि चाहिँ हामीले के गर्नुपर्छ डेसिमल इक्वालेन्ट पत्ता लगाउनुपर्छ। सो बिनले चाहिँ हाम्रो के गर्छ डेसिमल टु बाइनरी कन्भर्ट गर्छ भनेपछि इन्टले चाहिँ सरी यो पर्टिकुलर इन्ट लाएर चाहिँ यो पर्टिकुलर सिन्ट्याक्स युज गरेर भने चाहिँ बाइनरीलाई चाहिँ डेसिमलमा कन्भर्ट गर्छ। सो इन्ट अनि त्यसपछि बाइनरी भ्याल्युज कमा 2 भन्यो भने चाहिँ यो हाम्रो डेसिमलमा कन्भर्ट हुन्छ, बाइनरी टु डेसिमल। त्यसपछि चाहिँ हामीले भेटाको जुन डेसिमल इक्विभ्यालेन्ट छ त्यसलाई चाहिँ 10⁻9 + 7सँग चाहिँ मोड अपरेसन गरेर चाहिँ हाम्रो आन्सर आउँछ। सो यहाँ इक्जाम्पलमा भएको टेस्ट केसेसहरू सबै ट्राई गऱ्यो, त्यसपछि स्यानिटी चेकको लागि चाहिँ हामीले के गर्न सक्छ भने चाहिँ यसको कन्स्ट्रेन्ट के छ 10⁻5। सो मलाई डाउट थियो प्रोबब्ली यसले चाहिँ टाइम लिमिट एक्सिड डेड भनेर चाहिँ स्टेटस देला। सो मैले चाहिँ यो लाइक नियरली 10⁻5 को एउटा नम्बरलाई चाहिँ रन गरेर हेरेँ अनि यो नम्बर चाहिँ एक्सेप्ट भएपछि म ढुक्क थिएँ, यो आन्सर चाहिँ मैले लेखेको कोडले चाहिँ कुनै एरर दिनु हुँदैन भएन। अनि यसलाई चाहिँ सबमिट गर्दाखेरि आई कुड सी द्याट यो सबमिसन सक्सेसफुल थियो, सबै टेस्ट केसेसहरू पास भयो र हामीले चाहिँ यहाँ एफिसियन्टली अरू मान्छेले चाहिँ कसरी सल्भ गरेको छ भनेर चेक गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ आई केम अक्रस दिस वान सल्युसन जसमा चाहिँ हामीले युज गरेको टेक्निक नै छ बट स्ट्रिङमा कन्भर्ट गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ यहाँ अलिक डिफ्रेन्ट स्टाइलमा युज गरिएको छ र आई इन्करेज यु गाइज टु लुक इन्टु द सल्युसन द्याट हेज बिन सबमिटेड। एन्ड र टाइम र स्पेस कम्प्लेक्सिटीको कुरा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ दुइटै चाहिँ बिग ओ अफ एन हो। आजको लागि यति नै, र मैले केही गल्ती गरेको छु अथवा इन्करेक्टली यसमा भनेको छु भनेपछि प्लिज कमेन्ट गर्नु होला, सल्लाह सुझाव छोड्नु होला। थ्याङ्क यू सो मच एन्ड सी यु इन द नेक्स्ट वान। आजलाई यति नै, धन्यवाद।